I am sitting in this room.
Yes.
And if by force you drive me away, I shall go to another room, because I will have another room. But because you have forcibly driven me away, you are killing me. Similarly, a living entity is ordained to live in a certain body for a certain period. If you kill, that is the interference. So if you are staying there, you are killing.
Yes, that's true.
That is.
That's true.
The soul is never killed.
Soul is never killed.
Never killed. But because you have forcibly driven away from that body, you become killed.
Yes.
That is philosophy.
Yes. Now, assuming
So
that...
you cannot do that.
Assuming that everyone...
Not assuming, this is fact.
No, I mean, assuming the sense, I am putting a question. I mean, every man who took part in the Kurukshetra war, assuming that they are to be killed, they are destined to be killed. Then, when they are killed, then Krishna's argument is the soul, the body is precious, but the soul is eternal. That eternity of the soul, how you are reconciling it? If you say that, what a man is different from Krishna, or Atma is different from Paramatma, if you say that, then how do you say that Atma is eternal? And what is the fate of the Atma?
Then the Atma is eternal, that is it. Nitya, Nityanam, Chetana, Chetana. Why don't you understand? Atma is eternal.
Yes.
God is eternal.
Yes.
But what, the difference is next line. Eko jo bahunam vidudhatikam. That one Atma, God, he is maintaining others.
Yes.
And the others are being maintained.
Yes.
So how you can make equal the maintainer and the maintained? That is the beginning of spiritual lesson.
Yes.
Because that is the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Every one of us, we are identifying with this body. It's like if somebody asks what you are, that I am Mr. Such and such, I am Indian, I am this, I am that. He is giving identification of the body.
Yes.
But that he is not. He is not this body. That is self-realization. That is the beginning of Bhagavad Gita. Dehina swindatha dehi. Two things. Deha, this body.
Yes, yes.
And asmin de, there is dehino, the owner of the body. That is the beginning of spiritual education. Because generally, almost 99.9% people, they are thinking that I am this body.
No, that is true. That is...
So that is another thing.
Yes, that attachment to the...
Yes, that attachment or no attachment, he is different from the body.
Yes.
That is the first lesson of spiritual education, that one has to understand that he is not the body.
He is not the body.
That is Brahma Vihara. But
no, after having realized that, we had to discipline ourselves so much.
That individual soul and the Supreme Soul,
yes,
Paramatma, they are also different. That is described in the Bhagavad Gita. In the second chapter, Krishna says, my dear Arjuna, both you, me, and all these persons who are assembled here, we existed in the past. And you are existing now, and we shall continue to exist. So when they become one, past, present and future, they were different persons in the past. They are different persons now,
yes,
and they continue to remain different persons in the future. So when they become one?
Now we take it, small particles of water makes an ocean.
That is cannot be. Here Krishna says that we shall remain like this in the future.
We can't continue to be...
No, there is no amalgamation. It is clearly stated.
Even a drop of water, when you take it from the glass and put it on this one, and another drop of water in the tumbler, you put it, it merges into one tumbler of water. Like that, of Atman will not merge with the Paramatman.
That water is matter, that is not spirit.
No, may not.
But we are talking of spirit. You cannot bring matter.
No, what power?
Now that analogy cannot be, because similarly, the water is different, matter, and you are talking of spirit soul.
Spirit soul, I am
you
giving the
analogy
example.
Here it is stated that the spirit soul,
Yes.
individually,
Yes.
they never amalgam.
And
They cannot be separated.
then what is the aim of bhakti if you are not going to, merge with Paramatma?
Bhakti, you read carefully, because you do not read therefore.
Yes.
Nitya Jukta Upasate. Nitya Jukta Upasate. When they come to the point of Nitya, there also the Upasana is there. One Nitya is worshipping the other Nitya.
Yes.
That is Nitya Jukta Upasana.
Upasana.
Upasana means
Upasana means
Upasak, Upasana and Upasita, three things. As soon as you bring Upasana, there must be one person who is offering Upasana.
Yes.
And there is a process of Upasana, and the other person accepting
Upasana. Then we assuming that we achieve the highest in the bhakti.
Bhakti means that, Nitya Jukta Upasana.
Yes. That is
Upasana continues.
Yeah.
Here there Upasana. Here the devotee is offering worship to the deity.
Yes.
It is Upasana. And after being perfect, that Upasana will continue.
Yes.
It will never stop.
It will never stop.
Yes.
That is the fact.
That
is when a man attains.
But Mahavadi philosophy is that you offer Upasana now, and when you are perfect, you become one.
Not one. You merge with one. Not you become one. You merge with one.
Then there is no Advaitavada, there is Dvaitavada. Two. There is no Advaitavada. If you accept that you remain different, then there is no...
You don't do. You see, at a particular stage you have to merge, isn't it?
I am meeting you. That doesn't mean we have become one. You are meeting me, I am meeting you.
Yes.
So,
then what is...
we are different.
What is the ultimate object of the bhakti?
Ultimate object is you are offering this flower, this is bhakti.
That's all right.
But you are different.
That is all right. Bhakti, you can call it love, you can call it in various ways.
Bhakti means the process.
Surrender.
Where the process by which
Yes.
Bhagavan and Bhakta
Yes.
interact.
That
is what.
That's all. It ends with that interaction.
Interaction, that does not mean Bhakta and Bhagavan become equal.
We may not be, Bhakta and Bhagavan may not be equal. But even the Bhakti Marga, and they say, the Bhagavan himself declares that my Bhakta is more superior to me.
That's all right. Whatever you say, they remain two different.